Hello, hello. It is time for a happy hour, and my red bag is quite full, so I'm glad we're doing reds. All right, let's see what I've got in here. Better get one of these containers. These containers are awesome. I've saved these from Costco. Does their meatloaf and mashed potatoes in them, and boy, these are nice sizes, and they have the lids also that you can turn over and use, which is really nice. So, alrighty, let's see what I've got in here. Got a lot of stuff. Okay, so images can go there. Images and words and other stuff. Those pretty cards, those are gorgeous. Actually, those are images I could use. These roses, that's right. Forgot about those, they're so pretty. Alrighty, and one of those, and these, oh my goodness. And we've got these. Lots of stuff. Wow. Oh, this is nice. Got a nice handful of stuff here. Awesome. Oh, that looks cute together. Huh. I'll have to just leave that laying there. That is adorable. Adorable, adorable. Okay, so those are images, so stick them in there. You never know. Might be able to make something out of it. Alrighty, that's an image. Hola, happy birthday. We can certainly use that. There's a lot of stuff in here. This is wonderful. All right, I haven't gotten in this bag in a while. So I'm very pleased with what I'm seeing in here. Nice. Lots of stuff. Holy guacamole. Nice. Fiber. Bits and pieces, more. All these trucks. Guess I don't need that many trucks out, but that's okay. I'll just leave 2 out, and then I'll put these 2 back in the bag. Or these 3. We don't need that many out, that's for sure. All right, look at how much stuff I had in this bag. Good golly molly. Wowza. And I'm seeing lots of quick things that are made up already, so that's awesome. I might have to do 2 weeks of this one because there's so much in this bag. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, school, that, those, more. Band-Aid. Alrighty. Oh, I love that. Alright, this is awesome. More pieces. Fiber. Some flowers. An apple. That looks delicious. Sometimes there's some red delicious apples that are just awesome. They're so delicious. And then there's other ones that are just grainy and have no flavor to them. They're just nasty. Yep, true story. If you know the name of the good, juicy, hard one, let me know. Because they are so yummy. Alrighty. It's hit or miss for me. Whenever I get them, it's like, all right. This is great. Lots and lots of these hearts. And a flower and another picture. Another picture. All right, actually, I'm gonna throw those right in there. Okay, good. So I think we're good. This is awesome. And these are just bits and pieces, so there. So we've got them in 2 containers. Now I just want to go ahead and I want to pull out the definite things like this. These are already made up, so I'm going to put this back in here, but I'm going to put it in the bottom there. And I'm just going to pull out anything that's ready to go. So like this, I can use anything that's quick and easy. That's already made up like this. Like that's already made up. That's made up. That's made up. Those are real quick and easy. That's made up. A birthday card. Yeah, that's made up. Nice. Another one of these. And these. Oh, this is perfect. Very nice. All right, good. So let's work with those first. All righty, we got a whole slew of them. So let's put this back over here. And we're gonna slide these over, and I guess we're starting with this one. Okay, and I need a new paper because this one's kind of ooky. And let's turn this over. Get rid of this one. There. All right, so we're starting with this. So let's see, we've got one of these cards. This go right on here. That'll be perfect. That's one of the trading card add-ons. I like these ones. These are neat. All right, so I'm thinking, what's in the red? Let's look in the red bag. I have red paper. That would match. That would match. That's pretty. What else? Except for that's brown. Ooh. What about that one? That's nice and bright. All right, that's going together. That's perfect. All righty. I'm liking that together. All right, and these can go in the back of this. Perfect. Go back in the bag. All righty. There. So let's go ahead and cut that and put it together. Alrighty, so I need to trim this down. To that right there. That'll be nice. All right, let's put that on, and then we'll put this on, and I'm thinking I could put, actually I could do it like that. I'm gonna do that, okay. Trim that off. May as well use it up if I can. And then the small little piece I can put on the inside. That is a good idea. Alrighty, that's what we're gonna do. Yippee, yippee-ki-yay. And I just threw that other paper away. And I'm gonna pull that out. And where'd it go? Behind? I threw it in right behind the garbage. So it's under my desk. Up behind. That's okay. I'll use this piece of paper. That happens. Totally missed the garbage can. Right up and over. I was cleaning up my desk and I misplaced my rubber mat, my silicone mat. So I need to get that out again. It's stuck in a pile of stuff and I forget what. Because I was doing a mad dash cleaning, not paying attention, just to make room. All right, that's cool. All right, and that opens up. This is gonna be perfect on here. All righty, nice. And I think I'm gonna 3D this up. That is so cute. That is adorable. Okay, so then we can put this in here. I can cut this, put it here and here, so we can share it. Voila. Perfect. That is cute. I like that. So now I'm thinking maybe some more, I don't know, that is kind of cute like that. But I'm thinking of something else over here maybe. So maybe some more bugs. More ladybugs. Let's look in that red. Let's see. Do I have more ladybugs in here? Or heart? Oh, I could do a heart. Oh, the heart. I could do this little sheep. But that takes away from that. That's just too funny. All right, how about Spider-Man? Nope, a heart. A heart would be perfect. All right, is there a white one too? Yes. I could do a double heart. There, all right, good. Use up some of those hearts. That is a great idea. Perfect. A friend of mine gave me a whole stack of these foamy hearts, and I'm loving them. That's perfect. I like that. Okay, we've got a card done already. Woohoo. Alrighty. There, let me pull my hair up real quick. It's a hot, sweaty day. It's in the 80s today in Connecticut. Whew. Alrighty. There, we're gonna do this one next. Looks like we've got 2 of these, 3 of these. Oh, cool beans. We've got 3. All right. So, do I have 3 more of those? 1, 2, 3. I do. We can do 3 more. Hot doggy. That'll fit on there nicely. Perfect. I like it. All right, although that's not on there. Very straight. There. Where is my? I've only got like 8 of them hanging around. There, that's better. Okay. So, that looks pretty. Now, do I want, I've got a couple of these, and that matches that. That's the same stuff. So I can definitely cut this up, so let's do that. All right, so first I want to trim this edge. Where's my cutting board? Right here. Gotta love recycling these envelopes. Every chance I get. You know, everything's gonna go in the ground anyways, but hopefully I like to try to get as many uses as I can out of stuff whenever possible. So I try. Yep, I do. Alrighty. It's a little wide, so let's do that. Ooh, look at that. A check voucher for $1,500. Ooh, I'm rich. I know somebody who used to, for a smart person, they could be really stupid sometimes, and every time they get one of these checks in the mail, they deposit it in the bank. They try to deposit it. It's like, you can't do that. That's not what they're for. Yep. Pretty silly. All right. That's gonna look awesome. That's cool. Alrighty, let's do it. Bye-bye, check. They would put these checks in their checking account, and just to see, because they just might do it. They just might cash it. You never know. And then I'll have all that money. And they shouldn't be sending out checks like that if they don't want you to put it in the bank. Like, oh my goodness. Silly people. Boy, this is a real quick, easy one. Yipper skipper. That is nice. All right. I like it. It needs a little something else down here, but I'll do that afterwards. All right, let's do another one. We've got this piece. That should be big enough. All right, and this one's kind of wonky. Guess I folded them wonky. It was one of those days. That'll work. It's a little bit shorter than the other one, but that's okay. Looks like it just needs to be trimmed a wee bit more. So let's cut a little bit off. And then we'll glue this down. It's going to be pretty, pretty, pretty. And these were embellishments that I made before, so I'll try to find those videos for you so you can see how to put these together. Yep. Because this was definitely another video. That's pretty. Alrighty, and one more, and I've got another sheet of that. That's perfect. Check it out. How cool is that? I don't know why, but I'm remembering a girls' camp song that keeps going through my mind called Rose, Rose, Rose Red, Will I Ever See Thee Wed? I will marry at thy will side, at thy will side. And it was a round. We used to sing that together as a round, and oh, that was so much fun. And it was a real pretty tune. Have you ever heard that one before? Rose, Rose, Rose Red? What is this? Consumer Affairs. Oh, Consumers Affairs. That's funny. Consumers Report magazine. I used to do telemarketing years ago, and I won a TV from Consumers Report magazine because I brought in the most money. Yep. When their warehouse burnt down back in the late 80s, mid 80s, somewhere around there, and 1980s, and we were cold calling all of the people that had donated in the past and asking for donations, and the beginning ask was $3,000, and everyone just gasped, and they were like, there's no way. They felt so uncomfortable calling and asking. And I said, so we're calling people that have given before? And they said yes. And I said, all right, I'll do it. Why not? All I can do is say no. And then you just ask them, you just go down a little bit and see if they'll do a little bit less and a little bit less. And I got so many people that said yes. And I was so surprised. And I took most of the Florida cards because people were saying, I don't want to call the Florida people because they're grumpy old people. And I said, oh, I'll call them. I like grumpy old people. You could probably get the most money from the grumpy old people. You just got to be nice and cheer them up. If they've got the money, they'll do it. If they don't, then they'll just say honestly. And that's exactly what happened. There was this one guy in particular who was hysterical. I called and I said, hello, and I'm calling regarding this, and have you heard that the warehouse burnt down, and we're calling to ask for donations, and we see you've donated in the past, and we're asking if you could donate $3,000. And the guy said, are you kidding me? And he just started he was so cranky. And I said, wait, I'm so sorry. I said, you got out of the bed on the wrong side, didn't you? Let me hang up. I'll call back, okay? Get ready, because I'm going to call you back. Get out on the other side of the bed, okay? And so I hung up the phone and I called the guy back. And he picked the phone up the second time and he said, you really called me back. I can't believe you did that. And then he started laughing. I said, did you get out on the other side of the bed? I said, I bet you didn't, huh? And he said, no. He said, I did think about it, though. You were right. I was real cranky. I'm sorry I was taking it out on you. And he gave me the $3,000. I was impressed. He says, honey, you deserve it. Do you get anything if I do this? And I said, well, I'm trying to get the most money in today. So if I get the most money, then I'm going to win a TV. And he said, all right, put me down. So I said, woohoo. And I did. I won. now these need something else. That was a lot of fun, but it was very easy to get burnt out doing that stuff. You can only do it for so long. Yep. All right, these are really pretty, but it needs something white or maybe, I don't know, those are too little, huh? Yeah, that wouldn't really show. Nah, that's too muted. How about just gems? Let's just do some gems. Or wait. Hang on, we'll find something fun. These ones. Oh, those are cool ones. These one, Kim Nooser scent. Look how shiny. Aren't they pretty? Those are glittery ones. Those are really cool. Let's see. So I've got those, and I've got, what else? I'm trying to think of other things I've got. What's in my goodie bag here? Other thingy here. Yeah, I've got silver and gold circles. Oh, that's right. I have these funky flowers my friend gave me. Maybe we could play with some of those. All right, we've got these. Two neat things. Two different things here. All right, then what I'm usually using. These are funky, but these might take away from this because that's kind of pretty, and these might be too silly. Actually, the colors, well, I don't know. Let's see. They're so cool looking. Look at the little baby one. That is so funny. I don't like it with this. Nope. It's okay, but nah. These are really funky though. I really do like these. All right. I think I'm gonna go for these ones. These are so cool. I've never seen glittery ones like this before. They're just so neat looking. All right, and I'm thinking maybe 2 big baubles right there, or maybe 3. One, two, 3. There's 2 flowers. You know what? Maybe a big, small, and a little one. That's an idea. Let's do that. Big, small, and little. That's cute. I like that. They're so pretty and shiny. And you know, it's weird. They look glittery, but they don't feel glittery. So they're actually, the glitter is mixed in with the plastic. That's really cool. Alrighty, let's do this one. Let's do this one and then a little one on either side. Let's do like a corner. Oh yeah, that's neat. I like that. That needs to be moved up a wee bit. Like that. I like that. Okay. And we could do it again with, nope, let's do the 2 little ones. That's pretty. I like those. Okay. Fun, fun, fun. Alrighty, so I'm just going to set those on the side there in case I need to use them on something else. Alright, anything else? I kind of like that. I think I'm just going to be done with that for now. And let's do something else. I can make a happy birthday card. I can always use birthday cards. Oh yes, and I have these. This card, will that fit on there? Somebody sent me a couple of these. Ah, that matches nice. 3 of them. And they came with envelopes to match. Woohoo! Check it out. Y'all. That's nice. Okay. That way or this way? Maybe down on the bottom. Boy, that makes it easy to do a card. Just put that on. Well, I think I'm going to put it up and then add the string. I like to put the string hanging on it too. All right, let's do that. Gotta love putting the extra string on. My husband's so funny. For dinner tonight, then he made He made little teeny baby sliders because we had some Hawaiian, what are they called? The Hawaiian rolls. The little tiny baby Hawaiian rolls. They're so yummy. They have butter rolls and Hawaiian rolls. And he made them into hamburgers. So he made little meatballs and then squished them down and made little baby sliders. Couldn't believe he took the time to do that. I would have never. In my younger years, yeah, when I used to like standing in the kitchen forever and enjoying making stuff for other people, and now it's like, no, that takes too much work for me. Nope. I like to reheat meals. Get thread, there it is. I've gotten I'd rather spend my time at my desk, so I just don't really have an interest for much cooking anymore. Which is really surprising because I used to love to cook and bake, both. And now it's like, nah. All right. I'm gonna get some glue on you, and then I'm gonna pick you up. And I'm gonna put you underneath here, right there. And then I'm going to put some glue on here. And glue you down. Nope. There. And there. And here. There we go. Ta-da! I did it. I did it. That's cute. What an easy card that was. Yeah, nice. Alrighty. Looking to make sure that's pressed down into that glue. That's better. All right. Just want to make sure. Good. Okay, now you can go over there. Alrighty, and I've got 2 of these, and I can add this. This was a video, these were a video, these were a video, and these were a video. So I will have to attach all of those. Okay, so this, let's see. You know what, let's see if we can make a card using both of them. That would be fun. And, thinking maybe a cutaway card or a reverse fold card. That's an idea. See, that's why I need to put stuff back, because I always go back to look for it and it's not there. All right. So if I do that, that'll be cute, and then I can overhang them. That'll be pretty. So I need something here. Let's see. Move that out of the way and put this bling back. Bling, bling, bling. Go back, go back. Alrighty, let's see. We've got that. That's pretty. And then what about a green? Gosh, there's a lot of green in here. Holy crap. Wow. Wowza kabowza. How about a longer piece though? How long is that? That's not quite long enough. That would not match this one. That kind of sort of matches. I know there's something else that's going to match better, like this one. This one came from a butterfly. That color matches a lot better. All right, I like that much better. Let's do that. Alrighty dighty. Orange, green, all right. So even my scrap bags are overflowing. That's ridiculous. Alrighty, so this is 2.5 inches. So I've got to cut this top off first, and I've got to cut this at 5 inches. No, 5 1/4. 5 1/4 by, it's 2.5. No, that's What's this one? 2 1/4, so I need a 2 inches, okay. I've watched too many horror movies in my lifetime. Every time I pull this thing out, then I picture it coming down and going chomp, 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 and blood going all over. My parents used to make us watch scary movies all the time, and we'd be scared to death to go to bed, and we'd all of us kids eventually would crawl into bed with each other, and we'd all be crowded in the beds, and I had a captain's bed that had an underneath, and so there were drawers in the front of it, but on the back side of it, so half of the full length of the bed were drawers, but half of the other full length of the bed was nothing under there. So the boys would get under there and lay down, and Becky would get up on the bed with me, and we'd share the bed, and we'd all sleep together. Yep. Oh my goodness. Too many scary movies. All right, so you'd think that I would remember what I just did. I did 2 inches, that's right. 2 inches, Barbara. 2 inches, 5 1/4, 2 inches. Somebody else told me that they were afraid of those also, that they have the same fear of using the guillotine cutter because of the same reason. Watching too many scary movies growing up. We'd go to the drive-in movies, and there'd be a kids movie on first, so we'd watch it, and then my parents would say, okay, and we had a station wagon. All 6 of us kids would be in the way back. They'd lay the seats down, and we'd all lay in the way back, and they'd say, okay, lay down, cover your heads, I'm going to sleep. And then it was either a scary movie or a nasty movie, a rated R movie, and we weren't supposed to watch. And we usually fell asleep, but except for my older brother, he always stayed up and watched. Yep. All right, I don't think we're going to need that, but definitely these, that's going to be pretty. Nope, don't put that there. Okay, so this goes in green, this goes in red, and this will be great. Perfect. Alrighty dighty. So we're going to put glue on here and glue on here. There. And then line that up in the middle. Press that down. Line this up in the middle and press that down. Turn it over and give it a nice little back rubby. Alrighty. That is pretty. I like that. Now I'm sitting here going, I can't believe I told that story about the blood gushing all over. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get a little carried away. Alrighty, that's really pretty. I like that. Nice way to use those up. So now I'm thinking, I just today packed up all my little teeny hearts. So I don't have those right now, but I do have these gems out. I did leave the gems out, and I did leave these ones out. I think this would be too much for it. But perhaps just these red ones. That would be nice. Or I've got these great big ones. They're so funky looking. Maybe these ones though. Maybe if I did 2 up here and 3 down here, that would be pretty. Let's do that. So we'll cut 3 and then 2. And the 3 we'll put right here. And the 2 we'll put right here. That's good. I like that. That's pretty. Alrighty, we got another card done. Yay. Next, I like it when I get on a roll. Yep. I get to go to my friend's house and say, look how many cards I made this week. It's always fun to get together and see what we've made throughout the week. All right, we've got this So we may as well go ahead and do another one of these. And what are we going to put back here? Do I have more of that other paper? I did have another piece of this. That's kind of interesting. Well. I kind of like that. Let me cut this down some more because it's got a white border on it. So, thinking maybe 3 by 3. That should fit it. All right, let's see. Yep, exactly. Oh gosh, I did good. I'm impressed. 3 by 3. Yeah, that fits perfect. I like that. I'm gonna go for it. Alrighty. Oh, that's funny. I'm reading this. To call and get this and receive a free safety check or whatever. I'm like, and that's triggering another memory. I had another friend who used to, oh gosh, they went on so many of the timeshare weekends where you get a free, come in and have, a 3-day weekend with us, and they go to all the seminars, and she didn't have the money to do any of this stuff, and that's why she just went and listened to the spiel, and then she'd just say nope, no thank you, no thank you. But she'd go for the weekend anyways, and she would just go sit through the seminars anyways, and she said, you know what, it's a free vacation. So if they want to sit there and talk to me for a couple hours and then I get the rest of the time to myself, I'll do that, and I get free meals and room and board, and she cracked me up. It was like at least once a month she was going somewhere. And once your name is on the list, I guess they call you a lot. So they called her a lot. She went so many times. I think I'd get tired of sitting around being yap to about the same stuff over and over, but she thought it was funny because she was there for a specific reason and they were there for a specific reason, and they both got what they wanted. They wanted her to be there and listen, and hoping that she would fall for the scheme, and she didn't. That's cute. I like that. That's rather different. Not too shabby. All right, what did I put on the other one? I put those gorgeous jimmies on that one. Oh, I put the hearts on that one. That's right. So I wonder what the hearts would look like on here. Let's look. Yeah, I've got more hearts. I've got a red one. Oh, you know what I could do? 4 of those, or do I have 4 smaller ones? I think that's the smallest one I have. Yeah, okay, let me try something. I'm thinking maybe if I use these as corners, that way, or at least 2 of them. That's cute. Oh, I think that's even cuter. Look at that. I'm so doing that. All right. It is fun to play. I like these ones with the bright, bright colors because they're so cheerful. And I can hear Grandma saying, when she was alive and she was in the nursing homes that we give to, and she would say, "Oh, Barbara, it was wonderful to get your cards, you and your girlfriend, and I got to tell everybody that my granddaughter made those." My granddaughter and her friend. She was just pleased as can be, and it was so cute. And then when we go in to visit her, then she'd say, "Come on, I want you." If any of her friends would stop by the room, she'd say, "This is Barbara. This is the one who makes the cards with her friend." She was so proud. I just loved her. She was such a sweetheart. That was my husband's grandmother. Great Grandma Austin with the button chair. She had a reclining lift up chair, and the grandkids, the great grandkids used to love to go over there and push those buttons, and Grandma would move over, especially Cody boy, my first grandson. We would go over there. He would say, "Can we go visit my mom with the button chair?" And I'd say, "Yes, we can." And so we'd go over there, and he would save his little Weiler's fruit gummies for her because he knew she liked them. And so he'd save those for her, and he'd take them to her, and she would save her little treats for him. And it was so cute. And her eyes would just get so sparkly, and it was so darling to watch how much she just loved and adored him. And he'd climb up his little self up on her bed, and she'd pat next to herself, and she would do anything with him. He took his iPad in, and it was a Kindle Fire, the kids' Kindle Fire when they first came out, and he called it his Fire. And, "You want to play on my Fire with me?" And she'd say, "Sure." And then he found a bubble pop game where you pop the bubbles on the screen, and she was sitting there trying to push them, and she said, "Grandma's fingers are too bony." She said, "All the fat's left my fingers. All I have left is bones, and it's not reading my finger." She was so funny. Oh my goodness. She was such a joy to be around. Anybody that ever went to visit her, she made you feel totally loved and adored, no matter who you were. And she would say, "Just call me Grandma. Everybody else does." Oh, now I can use that brown paper. Yes. All right, let's use some of this. All righty tighty. I have both of these. This paper. This is actually a brown paper bag, and the dots are bingo daubers. I love playing with the bingo daubers. And when the kids were little, then I used to have them daub all over brown paper bags for me, and I would make them into gift bags for Christmas time, and they loved it. And then when they got a gift bag with daubs dotted on there, they'd say, "Hey, we did that, we did that." And they were so proud of themselves. That and tissue paper. I would always confiscate everybody's white tissue paper or off-white tissue paper, and I would let the kids bingo daub all over it. We'd lay it out on the porch out back, and I'd say, "Okay, go ahead, have at it. See who can put the most dots on there. Try not to let them kiss." And they would stamp away. Oh, they had so much fun. That is really neat looking. That's going to be perfect on there. Check it out. I love it. That is cute. Yep. I like that. Now I'm picturing. I'm wondering what it would look like if I would draw 2 little leaves on here and a stem and make these all into little apples. That would be funny. Let's see. I can do that. Leaves and brown for the stem. Don't fall down. Okay. It's a little bit of work, but that's okay. So I don't have to do this one, but I have to do all the rest. Okay. So I'll do the stem last. I'll do the little line first. All right, let's do the leaves first. There, oops. Ta-da! That's cute. I like it. And then we just need a little brown stem coming up. Voila. Gotta love it. Okay, brown goes up there. Green goes over here. And the apple goes right there. That is cute. Oh, I like that. All right, let's go for it. Found a new way to use this paper. I love it when ideas pop into my head. That's cute. All right, I like that. That's fun. How cheerful. All righty. Then we've got this. I'm thinking maybe if I cut this, we could put this on the inside. So that'll match. And I'll use up another piece of this. Yipper skipper. All right. Perfect. We'll let that dry and then we'll play with these ones. All right, now this one has stars. This was just a roll of wrapping paper, so it's very fine paper, but doesn't that match? And I've got more of that too. I think the Bingo Double papers, yep, that's all gone. But that's okay, I've got plenty of this other stuff. So let's go ahead and cut these down to size, because I need 2 more. So we got this. We can do it. So we need to trim it at 4 inches, and then 5 1/4. Perfect. And we can put these bits on the inside and these papers on the outside. Move it on over. It is so nice to take our time with this move, especially for my husband, because he gets himself all worked up. When he gets too excited, he starts throwing up. It's sad. Gets himself all anxious, and then he'll throw up, and I'm like, all right. I go 100 miles an hour, and it's like, okay, I just want to go, 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 go. So it's really, really hard. We're extreme, both opposites. My anxiety kicks me in gear and makes me just go crazy, and I can't sleep, and I can't think, and I just go, 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 go. And and he, on the other hand, has to take a deep breath, calm down, chill out. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. We already own this house, so that's okay. We don't have to sell this house until after we move to the other house. We're okay. Take a deep breath, we're good. And he keeps saying, don't rush me, Barb, don't rush me, don't rush me. One thing at a time, please. It's like, okay. So I'm trying to stay calm for him, but inside I'm going, no, just stop. Let me run. But it is fun to pick a house together. This house he had before we got married. So he actually had this house and another house, and we got rid of the other house. Yep, that was his very first house that he bought when he was in his 20s, and then he bought this one the year before we got married. Yep. Just in time to marry me. That's really cute. You know what? I'm wondering if I want to put that up in the corner, or maybe this one down. That's a fun idea. Let's do that. Do something a little different. It's funny, both of us have anxiety, but we deal with it in totally different ways. I set my tempo and then I go with it. So but when I sit down, I've actually learned, it was really hard, but I finally learned when I sit down to actually calm down enough to actually relax. And I still like to do something while I'm sitting down. I've never been able to watch TV and just sit there and just watch TV. I've never been able to do that. But now that I'm getting older, I'm actually starting to almost be able to do that now and actually watch a whole thing. Although we watch seasons of things. So we'll watch a season, but even during, like right now we're watching some of the Survivors and that we didn't watch before. And then when the commercials come on, it's like, okay, good, run to the bathroom. Okay, let me go get a snack. You want something? So I guess I'm still getting up and running around, but that's what happens. these skinny slips here are perfect for on the inside. Alrighty. There, that's pretty cool looking. I like those. So we've got those and this one. I think these ones just maybe a word under here and either up here or to the side. Maybe a word on that too. You never know. Let's pull these words out. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I've got these words. Are these the actual rub-ons? Yes, they are. Okay. When I get these, then I make copies of them first so that I always have copies. So, and then, because otherwise I just can't use the rub-ons. So, but once I make copies of them, then I can make copies of them over and over. I got these at the Dollar Tree. Celebrate, explore, share, fear, spirit. Let's just do the word spirit. Why not? That's right here on the edge. Spirit. Family, love, home, celebrate, explore. How about explore? My other scissors. I want a nice smooth cut. Explore. There. And then what else? Family, home, friends, commitment, celebrate, dream, hope, grace. I guess we could, let's cut out this word love. Why not? We could stick love on there. I don't like to do family or home because they're in a nursing home, so that might make them feel lonely or sad, and I don't want to make them feel sad. So by explore and spirit and love, those are great words for the elderly in the nursing homes. Yep. Nice, nice words. Alrighty, so now we need one of these, and we need to make a decision. Explore. Love. This one will go right here, and then spirit can go right here. All right, let's do that. So explore is the biggest, so we're going to do that one first. Perfect. Oh, that's coming off easy. Wow, I'm actually impressed with how fast that rubbed off. They usually don't work that well for me. I'm very impressed. Maybe because they're getting older? That could be. Holy cow, that's coming right off. That's good. Usually I've got to really play with them. That's already on there. Alrighty, just got to do the E now. Ta-da! Check it out. Isn't that pretty? Purty, purty, purty. I like that. That's nice. All right, let's do spirit. That's going to be pretty. Spirit. That's the spirit. Nope, move it up some more. Right there. Good job. Oh my heck, this one's easy too. I'm very impressed. All right. Today is a good day to do rub-ons. Rub-ons. Come on, one little tiny dot right there. There you go. That was going to give me a hard time. Oop. And it's still. There, okay. Good, 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 good. That is so pretty. Spirit, and then the word love. When the girls were little, they would say, "Oh, I love it." And the other one would say, "But do you love it enough to marry it?" And if you said yes, then that meant you loved it the most. That is so, I love the way these rub-ons look. That's really pretty. That's classy looking. I like that. I like this one the least, but these two I really love. This one's just okay, but that's all right. You know, you don't have to love everything, and that's all right. Alrighty, so we put something on the inside of both of those and on the inside of that one. Yes, we did. And we have these left. And how much time do we have? 56 minutes. Not too shabby. Okay, so we might have just enough time to do one of these. So let me see what we can do here. Let's pull out a card and let's see what we can put on here. Let's see. Oh, I've got this funky looking paper. This is so weird looking. It was a bag that kind of matches. Linda Phelps sent that to me. She sent a whole bunch of that. And she said it was a bag that she cut apart and she shared it with me, and I like it, but it feels really weird. It feels kind of like I don't know, like mulberry paper, like. And I crumpled it up even more because it's torn and it was crumpled a little bit anyways. So I figured I may as well just go for the gusto and crumple it even more. Why not? Okay, so let's do this 5 1/4 and 4. There we go. We can turn that over, get some glue on there. This will be a quick, easy one too. And boy, did I get some stuff out of that red ephemera bag. That's nice to use some stuff up. Perfect. Okay, turn that over. Give that a little bit rubby-dubby-dubby. See, that looks so cool. That paper is so funky. It's like, it kind of has like a leathery feel on this side, but it felt more like a mulberry paper on the other side. The texture is really weird. That's what's getting me. And this is just so pretty. This was part of a calendar that somebody sent to me. And I'm using that up finally. Just circle that right in the middle. Why not? Or center that in the middle, not circle it. That was a simple card. All right, sometimes you like to do simple dimple. All right, and we have one little left. That's good. Perfect. So let's put this on the inside. And then we can lay all the cards out so you can see them all. There. Alrighty. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so there's this one. And here's the inside. Nice and simple. Here are the 2 star ones with the apples. Just with a simple inside. Simple inside. I really like those. Those are really neat. And here's the apple one with the apple background, using that bingo daubers. Here's this ladybug card. I love the way the hearts are used for the corners. That's really clever, I think. Where did the other? Oh, it's right here, right in front of my face. Here's the other ladybug one. That's fun. And then the double heart. and the happy birthday. And that's just plain on the inside. And then we've got 3 of these. Happy day, and happy day, and happy day. So do you have a favorite out of these? I guess I've kind of slid off the desk here. Good golly molly. Hopefully I wasn't playing off the mat the whole time. I tend to do that at times. I apologize if I did. So let's see. If I had to choose my favorite today, it would be these ones. The apple stars. I like those the best out of all of them. So what are your favorites? Let me know in the comments. That's always fun to hear. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.